What's going on, boxing fans? John Williams with the Distance. I have another fantasy matchup for you today, number 28. This one is for Tommy Gun 7111. This one is Wladimir Klitschko versus Muhammad Ali. Overall, this is a matchup a lot of people think about. A lot of boxing fans think about because a lot of people talk about how the Klitschko's rated against some of the greats like a Ali or even a Tyson or Frazier, Liston, Patterson, Charles, a lot of other heavyweight fighters. A lot of people wonder how the Klitschko is rated against some of the former top heavyweights of all time, and I do think that the Klitschko's are a bit underrated, and this being because a lot of people talk about how they're robotic and boring and stuff, but it's like this. It's kind of just like whatever works for them. If it works for them and they're winning matchups and they're getting knockout, then it shouldn't matter whether they're robotic or not, because they're mastering the art of boxing. And boxing overall is an art. Whether you're a exciting fighter who wins or what they call boring fighter who wins. They're mastering down the art, and I think that the Klitschko's master down the art of boxing. A lot of people don't even give him much credit for it. Even though I think what Wladimir Klitschko suffers from right now is that right now the heavyweight division is just not stacked like it used to be. So I think Vladimir's gonna stand out. I think he stands out just because of that, because we don't have that really good heavyweight division anymore. So Wladimir Klitschko definitely is going to stand out. A lot of eyes are going to be on Wladimir Klitschko, just because simply because one, he's the number one fighter in the heavyweight division, and two, really he's knocking out everybody. And other than that, the only person for him to face is David Haye. And he was supposed to fight David Haye, but Haye pulled out of that fight. So that fight, ended up not happening back on June 20th. But he did fight Shigaev and knocked him out. But overall, a lot of people, I think a lot of people kind of like to bash Klitschko and say they want to see him knocked out and this, that, and the other. But I do think personally that right now for the heavyweight division, the Klitschko's are actually good for boxing, because if we didn't have the Klitschko's, then how would the heavyweight division look? It'd look a whole lot different, because we think it's bad now. Just imagine if we didn't have the Klitschko's. Right now what people are trying to do is they're trying to build fighters just to beat the Klitschko's instead of fighters to get better and become champions in their career. They're just building fighters to beat the Klitschko's. But against and Muhammad Ali, we all know fought in a time where there were many great heavyweights. Joe Frazier, Cleveland Williams was a pretty good heavyweight. Ernie Terrell, who I thought was underrated. Henry Cooper was a good heavyweight. Chuvalo was a good heavyweight. Floyd Patterson back in his day. Ken Norton. And the list goes on. Ali had the opportunity, had the privilege of fighting all these great heavyweights. He won some, he lost some, and he had the opportunity to fight some of the best. So that so I think Ali in a matchup like this would have the advantage. But really, in a matchup against Wladimir Klitschko, who stands tall, and his chin to this day is still a bit suspect. He does stand tall, and he does use his left jab. His left jab sets up that big right hand, and that right hand pretty much knocks a lot of fighters out. Sometimes with Wladimir Klitschko, he does tend to kind of jab a lot, or jab a lot and clinch, because he doesn't really take risks. And I don't blame him, because he has been knocked out. I think he was knocked out about 3 times. Corey Sanders, Ross Purity, and Layman Brewster. All three of them knocked him out. So Vladimir doesn't even take those type of risks anymore. So in a fight like this, I do see him being very safe, staying keeping his distance from Ali and trying to use his left jab. But I just see Ali being very fast, staying on his feet. Prime Ali, I think, will stay on his feet and let his hands go. I think he'll stay on his feet, let his hands go. I think the constant movement, would give Vladimir a lot of problems, because Vladimir is kind of used to kind of hitting stationary targets, and when you're in, like, especially in the heavyweight division, you don't have many fighters who could dance around the ring. You have some fighters with some fast hands, but you don't have those fighters that dance around the ring the way Ali did. And I think, and on top of that, other than being able to dance around the ring, and he had good hand speed. He had really good hand speed. So that, along with good footwork, gives Vladimir a lot of trouble, because Vladimir is kind of just sometimes Vladimir has good footwork, but he does tend to kind of hit stationary guys or stationary fighters. The fact that he hits a lot of stationary fighters who mostly don't really move their head or anything, or is able to hit fighters who lets his guard, or who lets his punches get through the guard. It's a lot different from trying to kind of chase after a fighter who doesn't really give you that target to hit. But I do see Vladimir with the reach advantage, trying to fire off the left jab against Ali. But I just see Ali letting his hands go and pretty much probably getting the decision victory over him. I just think that Ali, the difference between Ali and Klitschko is Ali could actually take risks because he had a good chin. He had a granite chin, so Ali was able to take those type of risks. Vladimir isn't able to, because if Vladimir try to take one step on the inside, and Ali caught him with that short right hook, then Klitschko could be down for the count, and and it's over. But me, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna say Muhammad Ali should win this matchup, 11th round TKO. I think Ali's gonna get to a point where he frustrates Klitschko if he doesn't catch him. I think he'll frustrate Klitschko, and I think he'll get to the point where Ali gets to the 12th round and he overwhelms him with a lot of shots. I think he'll probably use his left hand to get on the inside, and after he gets on the inside, Ali's gonna come in and just overwhelm him. But anyway, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.